Hello everybody, this is Refresh, and I'm here to take a look at the Gruul Guild Kit for Magic the Gathering. According to the back, it says, "Welcome to the Gruul clans. Box is full of things that break other things. Go break everything." Very flavorful. It contains a Gruul deck box, 60 card Gruul deck assembled from all 3 Ravnica blocks, plus special Gruul basic lands, Gruul symbol sticker, Gruul pin, 5 double-sided tokens and guild themed insert, and Gruul spin down life counter. Let's take a look at what's inside. Here's our insert. Very flavorful, contains a deck list. There's some art on the back. This is our sticker. And our deck box, which will fit sleeved cards, which is nice. This is our spin down life counter, not in the 2 Gruul colors. I guess the specs are the other part of the Gruul colors. So maybe it's for readability, because red would be hard to read in green. Our pin. We've got Rurik Thar, the Unbowed in foil premium. And then our deck. Let's look at it. As you can see, it's a pretty aggressive deck with a touch of ramp to it and a lot of singletons, so it's going to be a high variance deck, but it could still be fun. I'll go ahead and play this against its peers, and I'll be back to let you know what I think. So I have some thoughts about this Gruul deck. First of all, it is a pretty aggressive deck. There are a lot of creatures that cost 2 mana, and a lot of other spells that cost 2 mana. However, it's also a deck that wants to play some really big creatures. There are multiple X spells, there are 6 drops and 7 drops in this deck, and it makes this deck a bit of a two-headed beast in the fact that it doesn't seem to know whether it really wants to be aggressive or if it just wants to ramp into big fatties. I'm also not sure that it has enough ramp in it between the 2 Gruul Signets, the Birds of Paradise, and the Zertod Druid to merit only having 2 3-mana spells in the Burning Tree Shaman and the Rhythm of the Wild. Now the Rhythm does help power up or make this deck a bit more explosive towards the end, and you can use some of the Blood Rush abilities in order to turn some of those more expensive cards into pump spells that you can use on your smaller creatures. As you can see, there's not a ton of non-creature spells. And that means there's not a ton of removal baked into this deck. You're primarily hoping to just play bigger and faster and just bash through, and then use tricks sometimes with the Blood Rush spells and maybe some of these other cards here. The deck does have an interesting punishing sub-theme built into it, whether we're talking about the Cinder Vines, which deals 1 damage to non-creature spells that your opponents cast, not you. Rurik Thar, which sort of does a punishing thing, and the Burning Tree Shaman. So there are ways that this deck gets a little bit of incremental damage here and there. And I think that's important because there are some Bloodthirst spells here, but I do kind of wish that this deck either focused a bit more on being aggressive or a bit more on ramping towards its big threats, and I think that's split, which I think may just be how Gruul has been over the 3 sets that comprise this deck. But a little bit more focus would have been more fun. And I would have personally pushed a bit more towards the ramping towards the big finishers, because it's fun to cast a Board Bigmos or a Rurik Thar or, you know, a gigantic Savageborn Hydra. Is it fun? It can be. I think it has the potential for some explosiveness, but you really have to get the ramp down early and then be able to play these bigger creatures. Otherwise, there's a chance, because there's so many expensive spells, that they're just going to sit in your hand while you wait for your lands to drop in order for you to get up to 6-7 plus mana to make this deck really sing. And so that is my thoughts regarding the Gruul Guild Kit. Let me know what your thoughts were if you had a chance to play this deck at all. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of my videos, you can hit subscribe. This was Refresh. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.